Welcome back to Talkin' Texas Forever, a Friday Night Lights podcast. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Liz.
And we're discussing Season 2, Episode 10, There Goes the Neighborhood. Original air date January 4th, 2008, written by David Hudgens and directed by Jeffrey Briner. Not only do Coach Taylor have to adjust to their rivals, Larrabee High School, sharing their lockers, football fields, and weight room with them after tornado strikes, but he also has to adjust along with Tammy, Julie, Shelley, to the fact that Tim Riggins is living with them. After being cleared of murder, Landry and Tyra now must work on their relationship.
Or lack thereof.
Yeah. Can't wait to discuss with you on that, honestly.
I can't wait to discuss this entire episode.
The 4 words I gave you, tornado, proposal, rivals, and formal. You did pretty well. I mean, you did guess tornado. I was LOLing at your proposal prediction of just, Riggins going to ask Lila to the dance in a suit.
Yeah, Pam didn't even occur to me, obviously. So
I figured. I mean, that was to throw you off because we like Pam, but we don't really think of her that often.
We don't. Sorry, Pam.
Sorry, Pam. But let's get into what I like to call the swoon of this episode, the Tim Riggins of it all.
Oh, wow. I mean,
right?
Immediately, you open up with him holding an infant.
He is holding Gracie Bell in the air.
A natural.
Yeah.
Ovaries exploding.
Yeah. Everywhere across the world. That's how this episode opens. And turns out that Tim is now staying with the Taylors and there's a storm happening. And Shelley is watching Gracie Bell and she runs out of formula. So Tim is like, I'll head to the store. I'll go get some for you. And while he's walking out, he catches Julie. And so Julie takes a ride with him to the store.
Yeah. Was she in the passenger seat? She was getting out of a car.
I think she was getting out of Lois's car.
Okay. And then she's like, can I come with you?
Right.
Gotcha.
Also, while this was happening, I'm like, where is Coach and Tammy with a tornado watch?
I know. That was so strange.
Details. We'll let it go. We'll let it go. So they get to the store and Tim's like, wow, it's really clearing up. But as they get inside, they realize that tornado is going to touch down in Dillon at any moment. So then Tim goes back outside only to see that amazing special effect of a tornado take place.
I know. Whoa.
Wow. There you go, budget. And Tim grabs Julie and he's like, get over here. And he covers her. He protects her.
My notes literally say,
oh my gosh.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Please, Tim Riggins, please save me from a tornado and then do push-ups, crunches.
Same.
I just kept screaming, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is the dream of all dreams.
Yes. Just protection overload.
Yeah.
In the best way ever.
Best way.
So Julie and Shelley are now feeling the Tim Riggins effect. They watch him work out and Tammy clocks it.
This was so funny.
It was so funny.
I was cackling again, cracking up.
Yeah. And Tim definitely feels at home with the Taylors. He goes out and he fixes the cable, which, Coach Eric appreciates. Coach goes outside and he's on the phone talking about Coach Dickey's, which we'll get into. And he sees Tim working on the cable because obviously the cable's out because of the tornado. And he's like, all right, whatever you heard stays here. And Tim's like, no problem. You got it. I'll fix the cable for you. Only he fixes the cable, but also kind of manipulates it to now there's porn getting through, which was very funny.
He's like, oh, you guys got to fix that. I don't really know what's happening there.
Don't worry. I'll take care of it. But yeah, so he's making himself really comfortable. He calls Shelley Shells, which hi, Tim Riggins, can you call me Shells, please?
Like, can you give us both a nickname? Shells? How adorable. He's so comfortable. And he's just such a natural in smooth. He's so smooth.
I mean, he's so comfortable to the point where he goes to reach for a beer in front of Tammy.
She's like, not here. Not in my house.
He also offers Shelley $50 cash to do his homework, which again,
cracked
she's like,
me up. Hello, not in my house.
Right. It was just hysterical. He also likes to watch Oprah. So, like, I'm just saying, like, Tim Riggins, you shining star in my book.
Yeah.
Coach is appreciating him staying. He says that it's like really making up for the male to female ratio.
Yeah.
And Tammy, you should like give up your Christian charity for this, because out of everyone, Tammy's not a fan. And I think she's just cautious because of Julie, and she sees Shelley fawning over him.
Yeah. The whole time she's just kind of like looking like all around the house of, okay, it really is like the Tim Riggins effect. Everyone is involved in what's going on with Tim Riggins. And she's like, I don't understand. She's like, I'm not really about this.
And also, it's just another person in the house, right? Because Shelley's now there. They have a little baby. It's getting crowded. Like, how long is Tim Riggins staying for? And we don't know at this point. So another sweet bonding moment that I truly appreciated is Tammy is awoken by Eric and Tim playing ping pong at 5 a.m.
This is so funny. This is funny.
But why are they up at 5 a.m. playing ping pong?
I feel like Tim Riggins probably sleeps the day away and then gets, he's up by 5 o'clock in the morning and then goes to bed at like 1 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah. But they're having fun. And then he has the audacity to ask Tammy if she can make them those little egg breakfast sandwiches.
With the Canadian bacon, all right?
Right.
She's like, I'm going to bed. It's 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. So Shelley, let's talk about her and Tammy for a second. She is definitely overstaying her welcome, if we want to put it that light. She's
helping out so much, though.
She is, but like it's causing friction. She buys a new coffee machine, which is kind of like a Keurig.
It's a Keurig, yeah.
Which, gross. I hate Keurigs so much.
And back in the day, though, that was like the most fun new invention was a single cup brewer.
But was it really ever good coffee?
No, it was never good coffee. And then in my work break room, we have it and people drink out of it all the time. And I was like, nah, I'd rather drink like water than drink that coffee because it's not good.
I agree. But Shelley brings home this new coffee machine and she's telling Tammy like, oh, Eric will love it. And Tammy's very turned off by it. She's like, no, Eric is very particular about his coffee. And she's like, no, he'll love this. He'll love it, a single cup. And then she also brings home just a plain t-shirt for Tim.
Yeah. Weird.
It was weird.
Weird.
But Tammy's like, this is so inappropriate. And when are you going to grow up? And they get into a fight and she accuses Tammy of being jealous because Tim gets along better with her. And it's like this back and forth sister situation. And like, I see points on both sides. But
did you think it was inappropriate for her to have bought the t-shirt?
I think no, in terms of an adult buying a t-shirt for a teenager that's living with them.
Right.
No.
Like in past, like I have a passing thought about, oh, hey, Tim maybe could use this. He doesn't he wears probably the same 5 t-shirts.
Right.
If that, all the time. So.
Right. I mean, what did you think? Do you think Tammy has a point of Shelley's refusing to grow up?
In a way. I think they're just different. They're just so different. Like Shelley is okay with being that way, as Tammy is okay with being the way she is. So just because you're not doing the same things or accomplishing the same things or have the same life path doesn't mean that like one is better than the other. And that like you shouldn't project like, no, you should be doing this at this age. You're so immature, when it's like, well, maybe that's. I mean, granted, like in the past, she said like, yeah, I know I'm like kind of like a screw up and I want things, but I don't go for them. But she was a little harsh. She was a little mean today.
She was a little mean. And, Shelley's a single woman who's getting her real estate license. Like, I don't think she's being inappropriate.
No,
and
she's trying to make a career.
Right. And she's taking care of Gracie for free.
For free. Your sister's living with you and helping you. And you come home from work and then she like gives her the dig. Well, the pediatrician said she's in the 70th percentile, blah, blah. Like, know your kid. Like, I'm obviously the one that's taking care of her. So I was on Shelley's side. I was too. Supporting that.
Vic wants to know, would you ever live with your sister? She says, I feel like we could get along. I mean, I love when she would stay over in Texas. Tammy seems to pick on Shelley a lot for everything.
I mean, I would, if I lived with my sister, my brother-in-law and her would like love it. They would be like so happy. If I had if I came to take care of her kid, I would be fed every night. She would serve me drinks. We would sleep in bed together. Ryan would sleep on the couch. Like Shannon and I would sleep in the bed together. We have a very different relationship though.
Yeah.
This and vice versa. Like if she came to sleep in my house, it would be the same thing.
Yeah, I could definitely not live with my sister. I'd kill her.
No.
I love my sister, but I could not live with her. We're very
your
different.
Place. You guys have your place.
That's right. Tim and Julie, they're also bonding in this episode. They hang out a lot and they talk, and they both decide they're not going to the formal together. So instead, they attend the party that's happening instead of the formal. And so it starts off with Julie. She's playing quarters with Landry, which we will get into. But then Landry leaves and Riley comes over and Julie ends up getting drunk. He gets a little bit too comfortable. And so Tim clocks it and he grabs him and he's like, hey, let's go get a beer. And Riley's like, yeah, man, I'm one beer away from getting laid. And Tim's like, oh, yeah, that's great. If you lay a hand on her, I will kill you. I will destroy you.
So hot. So hot.
Oh my God. I was like, yes, Tim. Yes, Tim.
Because he's being a good brother.
Exactly.
And I would love for this to stay in that platonic friendship. You are my sister, you are my brother kind of relationship. I know obviously they were playing around with it in this episode. Like,
you think
Julie
they were?
Well, they were making Julie obviously attracted to him.
Right.
But then she was telling him, oh, like, well, Lois likes you. It didn't seem like she was.
When did she say that?
When she was drunk and he was like carrying her in, sort of. She was like,
yeah,
my friend Lois, like, she just kind of wants to tell you that she likes you.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was going there. I would love it if it was like a continued thing of them being friends, but now it doesn't look like they're going to be living together, so.
Right. Yeah. Tim brings her home. She's drunk. She's hanging all over him. He tries to put her into the bed. He's taking off her sneakers and she grabs him. She's holding on to him. And he's like, all right, it's time to let go. It's time to let go. And this is when Coach walks in.
Yeah. She was like going to kiss him.
Yeah.
But like almost in you're my like knight in shining armor kind of kiss. Not like I've been so crushing on you and like I need to. It's just like she was drunk and she was like, oh, this is so nice. You're just taking care of me. And I'm really heartbroken seeing Matt and Carlotta together. And, you really helped me out a bunch in this episode. So I think it was just kind of a friendship kiss, if you will. I just keep bringing it back to that friendship kiss. But yeah, no, this moment broke my heart. It really did.
Yeah, well, Coach automatically assumes, and Tim tries in the Tim way of saying it's not what you
like,
think.
No.
And Coach is like, absolutely fucking not. Get out of the house in so few words.
Furious.
Well, it didn't look good.
It didn't look good. And it didn't. It really, really didn't. And as the audience, you're like, no.
Yeah.
He was doing a good thing. Like the whole episode was being so good to her. And like, I don't blame Coach for reacting that way. But also, like, he's been living with him for a few days, weeks. He sees how he is helping out, and he's not, like, a threat. Like, I would have thought Coach would have been like, oh, that's just Tim. Like, he's not, I don't know, he craves sense of family, and he was just being protective. Like, I guess he doesn't really know him that well. He just assumes things of him because that's his reputation.
Well, if you were to walk in and see...
And it looked bad.
Yeah, the guy hovering over your 16-year-old daughter in bed, it doesn't look great. Tim tries to explain, but obviously doesn't get a word out. Vic wants to know, would you have let Tim explain if you walked in?
Me, yes. But I'm not Coach, who isn't very level-headed when it comes to things like that.
Same.
And like, who's to say he would have believed him?
Yeah, I mean, I think Coach would have not have heard him out, honestly.
Right.
And also like, I'm sure he hears what happens in the locker room. Also, Tim has kind of been on the shit list.
He has. No, absolutely.
It does look great.
It didn't end well for Tim. He really tried though. Like, he was making some strides. I hope that his personality now, like where he was pushing Coach to let him back on the team kind of thing, will also like be his new persona of like, no, let me prove to you that I'm not a shithead, and that I do care about you and your family, and I wasn't trying to do anything and hurt the family in that way.
Yeah.
We'll see.
On to rivals. So since the tornado touched down and caused damage to Larrabee High School, the Lions are now going to practice at Dillon and also learn at Dillon.
This seems like not a common thing, but something I've seen in a movie. This episode felt very movie to me.
Yeah.
Where it kind of had like the pieces of one of those teen drama type movies. But I'm curious if this has ever happened to anyone where they've had this, unexpected weather situation that has ruined homes. I'm obviously this has happened many times in the past, but like, did you have to go and learn at a new school, or did another school come and learn with you? Or like, I'm just curious if this like happened to people and our listeners.
Yeah, I was curious about that too. It seems like such a common thing, like you said, that does occur, but I actually don't know of any of it in actual real life.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we live in New York, so like we don't have tornadoes here,
just hurricanes.
Hurricanes, yes, which have damaged a lot here. But I'm trying to think. I feel like after Sandy, people were like going to school, maybe other places, but it wasn't like us, so I can't really recall.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know. But this team sucks, and the coach is...
And the coach is literally Dickie. He's a dick.
Yeah, and so throughout this whole episode, they mess with each other, and really it's the Lions starting with the Panthers, and they do stuff into the locker room, and they go into their personal space, and they get into a lot of fights. And our coach, as I like to call him, our coach, is trying to be respectful, and he puts his boys in line. And Coach Dickies is like, "Oh, boys will be boys," which I absolutely hate that phrase. Hate that phrase. And the team, we have this scene in the lunchroom where the team makes fun of Landry because Landry's trying to have words with Tyra. And he pretty much snaps, and words are exchanged, and a food fight breaks out.
Which I loved.
Brawl breaks out, which if you watch closely, you have Tyra like grabbing someone's hair. You have like Tim like just ready to throw down. Like
even like Santiago, who was like, "Oh yes!" Like everyone was so pumped to just get their aggression out because this team sucks. And I feel like it's a little cliche now at this point. We've seen so many coaches come in of rival teams, and they're all dicks. It's like there's not one other like nice-ish kind of coach out there. It makes our coach look so good. But
I think it's on brand for Coach to be like this.
He's
always respectful, and he wants them to feel at home, but like obey the rules. You are visiting. Like it's pretty effing shitty. Yeah. Vic wants to know, have you ever been in a food fight?
Not like that. I don't think.
Ew.
No. I wouldn't want that to happen. I just think of the scene in It Takes Two, and they're all throwing stuff, and the one kid has the glasses, and there's like pie just like goes all over his one lens, and he's like, ugh. I was like, it looks like fun.
No.
But in reality, it would really suck.
I would probably hide under a table if I was in school.
Me too.
Or I would walk out and go into the bathroom or something and avoid the mess.
Yeah, same. Ooh.
Yeah. So from this, Coach ends up making them do drills, and Coach Dickies doesn't make his team do anything. Then the final straw is the Lions mess with their stuff even more and pee on their stuff, especially Riggins' shirt, which was so gross.
Ugh.
And so they approach the Lions, and Coach Dickies is like, you need to go cool off, son. Go take a shower. And Riggins goes for the player, and Dickies handles Riggins, like grabs him, and then Coach comes in.
He, like, shoves him to the ground.
And like strangles him. It's like, don't you ever dare touch my player again. I will make sure you never coach a team. Whew. This was really good, though. This is Coach standing up.
Yeah.
For Riggins and his team. But also, like, come on. Come on, boys.
Yeah,
I would pop too. Like, how many times is this going to happen?
right. Like that Dickie is truly a dick because he doesn't even feel any remorse or try and reprimand his kids. He's like, come on, let it go. It's like you're a visitor here.
Yeah,
like you be respectful.
And right in front of him, his team said, "Oh yeah, sorry, I couldn't hold it in."
Right,
like
his
admitting
teammate says it. One of his kids say it. Wouldn't he be like, "Are you kidding me?"
Yeah. Also, all those players looked 40.
Yeah, no, they all look so much older.
Super old. All right, let's move on to proposal. Short and sweet. Lila's mom, Pam, gets engaged from Kevin. Buddy has no idea. He's out with his kids. He's having a good time. And Lila ends up telling him, which he was like shocked about.
He was
Could not believe. So Buddy and Eric are bonding and having a friendship moment at the laundromat, which I thought was super cute. And Buddy shares with Eric like, Pam is getting remarried. And I love Eric in this scene because you can tell how he feels for his friend. And he's like, how are you feeling with this? Like his face totally changed.
Yeah.
Until Buddy expressed how much he thinks he can win her back.
He's the best salesman of them all. So, of course, this is just another sale.
Right. So
God's sale or something. He was like, it's God's sale.
And I can do this. And also, Pam's been with me since the beginning. We grew up together, which I'm like, you guys look so different in age.
Yes, they really do. They really, really do.
You guys don't look like you attended high school together, but
yeah,
we'll let it go. So Buddy shows up to give his speech to Pam, and you feel his sadness and you can feel the love Pam has for him and what they shared. She kisses him. She says, I love you, but it's over and I'm truly happy now.
Did you feel badly for Buddy?
I felt for Buddy and that I thought his intentions were true, but I didn't necessarily feel bad for him because you've cheated on Pam multiple times.
Multiple times. And if she really was your person, the love of your life, you wouldn't do that to her. Regardless of your toxic personality trait where you can't be faithful. Like you would be faithful if you really wanted to be. So she was like, no, actually I'm for once in my life, I'm happy and I don't have to worry about my partner being unfaithful to me. And she seems super genuine. She's like, I love you and I'm happy that we, had our kids and we had that life, but that's not my life anymore. What's his name? Steve?
Kevin?
Oh, Kevin.
I think it's Kevin, the hippie, the tree hugger.
And I respected him too because he didn't get all like tough and protective, like overprotective of her. He was just like, are you okay? Okay. And like stood there just to make sure she was okay, but didn't like chime in and feel like he had to say something to Buddy, even though Buddy was like pouring his heart out. And then Pam is like giving him a kiss. Like he just was like confident in their relationship. And I really appreciated that. And there was a part of me when she did kiss him and looked at him in the eyes and was like holding his face. I was like, aw, but not like aw for you, Buddy, just aw for the situation.
Yeah, same.
Like,
what do you think of Lila's reaction?
I can't
when her mom told her.
Yeah, I can't tell if she was sad or if she was just surprised or overwhelmed. But it seemed like I think she was happy for her mom, but she was also sad of like a chapter closing because, those are her parents. They made her and her siblings and she had a life with them for so long and now it's completely different and someone else is coming to basically live in her house that she doesn't really know that well. But I think she is happy for her mom.
Yeah, I took it as I just need a minute.
Yeah, like, okay, I need to process this. And then I was surprised that she wasn't expecting Buddy she expected Buddy to know that. So I guess maybe she was probably a little hurt by that too. Like, well, could have given him the heads up. Like she went in guns a-blazing, just telling him that his mom, his ex-wife is getting remarried.
Yeah.
Yeah, sad.
Last but not least, we have this fall formal. And Landry wants to get back together with Tyra. And she's not into it.
Yeah, we knew this was gonna happen.
Yes, but I don't like the way Tyra's acting.
Well, no, I mean I don't like it either, but I didn't expect anything less of her, to be honest.
It's true.
You know, as much as I feel like she usually does the right thing, it's now this is her emotions getting tangled up, and she's not quite ready to completely immerse herself in this relationship and admit to the world. Like, she's admitted to herself, like, yeah, I really do like Landry, but she's not ready to tell the world that. So she has a lot of soul searching to do. So I didn't expect her to be like really gung ho and be like, yeah, okay, let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we have a couple of scenes where Landry doesn't give up. He tries to talk to Julie about getting advice from her and saying, you know, what kind of flower do you think that I should get for her for the fall formal, because I am going to ask her. Vic wants to know, did you ever go to a formal with a friend or a date? What was it like?
Yeah.
Both my proms were with friends. I did not have date, like, you know,
I
the
wasn't
love of my life.
in relationships at all for any of my high school dances and formals or any of that. And then senior year, all of my friends were bringing dates. So I kind of felt pressured to bring a date because I was going to be like the only one basically in the limo that didn't have a date. So I asked one of my friends. And then I kind of regretted it a little bit because I felt like I kind of had to worry also what he was doing the whole night and couldn't really like enjoy myself.
Oh, really?
In a way, like we were all like a big group, but it was also kind of like, all right, well, we're going to go on this line to get food. It's like, do you want to come? Or like, well, we're going to go out and dance. Like, do you want to dance? Like, I don't know. I just felt like I was like, not a babysitter, but kind of had to be responsible for him. Also, he wasn't in my grade. He was younger. So it was like, I brought him to the prom, and it was a little challenging to balance that with my friendships.
Yeah.
And they loved him. It wasn't anything about that. Like, he was in our friend group, but it was just, if I would have went back, I probably would have just went by myself, and I would have had maybe a little bit better of time.
Yeah. You know, senior year, I had a boyfriend. He just didn't want to go to prom.
Didn't want to go. He wasn't about it.
I had to bring my friend who's in a grade younger so he could hang out with his friend who's in my grade.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, and then junior, I didn't go to junior prom, but I went to my friend's senior prom as friends. And I was already out of high school. And that was fun.
Stuff.
That was a lot of fun. And I had a boyfriend. Did I have a boyfriend at the time?
Probably.
I don't remember. Weird
Probably
lines were
the
crossed.
same one. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like some gray areas. Anyway, okay, so Tyra gets hit on by Chip, who is a lion. He's disgusting. I don't know if you noticed when he first meets her, he licks his finger and then touches her arm.
Ew, he licked his finger. I did not notice that. I'm so glad that I didn't see it because I would have threw up in my mouth. He's
so gross.
What is the name Chip, though? What does that come from? What is Chip?
I don't know. I just think of like Mrs. Potts.
Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, that's what I think of.
They even make a joke about that.
Yeah, they're like, what kind of name is that?
Yeah. It's gross. Tyra explains to Julie after Julie tells her that Landry talked to her that, like, I do like him. I just, like, it's not a thing. And how are you hearing it? And Julie's like, what's your problem? Like, I don't understand. You know, like, just face it.
How did you take the Julie Landry talk? I felt she was super rude to Landry.
Which one? At the party?
No, the first one where he approaches her about the flowers. I like Tyra. I want to ask her to go to the dance with me. Julie was super rude. And I don't know if that's because Landry initiated it and said, like, just because you cheated on my best friend. But,
Bingo.
you know,
Bingo.
I think she was just like, oh, okay, you know, trigger point for her.
Yeah.
And then she was rude.
No, I think that exactly triggered her because, you know, she saw, was it before or after she sees Carlotta and Matt make out?
Yeah, I think it was after she had seen them already. Right?
Yeah. I think so. Either way, it's still fresh. And
she says you don't know the full story. And I'm like, can I know the full story? Because I don't think anyone really knows the full story.
Right. But then Tim, in the beginning of the episode, asks Julie or says like, oh yeah, I heard that Matt dumped the cheerleader.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, I don't really know anything about that. Like, we're not like keeping up with our lives.
Yeah. So they end up having that conversation at the party before Julie gets drunk. And she's like, relationships suck. And he's like, you just can't give up. I'm not giving up. So he heads to the party and he sees Tyra sitting on the bleachers by herself. And she says, oh, Chip is drunk. He's throwing up in the bathroom. And she says, I'm sorry. Like, I really do like you. And you make me feel things I've never felt before. But like, I just need time. And Landry's like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. And he leaves her. Yeah.
Yes, Landry.
Right.
You don't need to wait around for someone that's not going to wait around for you.
The thing is, right? Like, okay, I totally get Tyra needing to come to her feelings. Like, yeah. I've been there. But like, you guys you've hooked up. You were hanging out, like attached at the hip because of the whole murder situation.
Yeah, and kissing, holding hands, doing the things, having, parental dinners. Like, you did this stuff.
And now, I guess because now it can actually be real.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, wait, there's no limitations here. I can just be free to be with you. I'm not ready for that. But
she treated him poorly throughout this episode. Like, almost like, I can't like admit that I'm friends with you, that I like you. Like, he goes to hold her hand and I get it. But I mean, she did stand up for him when the Lions started, saying bad things to him. And she was don't say that to him.
I didn't expect her not to say anything. She always does have, she'll have any of the underdogs back. She's always been like that. But yeah, it did suck to see her not fully like give him like the truth. It was like, she was, I guess because maybe she was lying to herself, and so that way she had to lie to him too, kind of like, it's not you, it's me kind of situation. But he was like, all right, I got it, so I'm not gonna pursue this anymore because I don't need to do this. I don't need to do the back and forth, the what ifs. He's driving himself crazy, and like now he's like, now it's our time, and you don't even know if it's the time, so I'm okay.
Peace out.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah. We hope you're enjoying this week's episode of Talkin' Texas Forever and appreciate you for listening every single week. All of our shows are funded by our buddies who pledge to our network, and it means the absolute world to us. You hear us talk about it every week, but just in case you were wondering a little bit more, we have tiers starting at $1 and offer some pretty cool perks like guest hosting on the podcast, listening to episodes a day early, and access to the best group chat ever via Discord. These are just to name a few. To learn more about our network and everything we offer, check out patreon.com/Total Betty Podcast Network. Will asks, who was more swoon-worthy, Tim or Coach? I think it was Coach.
No.
No, I'm sorry, Will. No, sir.
Coach Taylor, you're a stunning man. However, you are not Tim Riggins. You're not Tim Riggins. You'll never be Tim Riggins, and that's okay, because not many people can be Tim Riggins.
Didn't even think twice. Like, it wasn't even a question. I believe if we go back to last week, did I say swoon, Coach?
So much swoon. Much swoon.
Vic says, have you ever gone out somewhere during a storm? Here in Cali, rain is so normal. And then P.S., I'm sorry, but I don't feel bad for Buddy or Julie. They are the ones who messed up, and they know they had a good thing going in their relationships.
Yeah, agreed. I don't feel badly for Julie either. Her seeing Carlotta with Matt, like, he's trying to move on because he had been hurt, so you can't blame him for that. And I don't think she is. I think she's just like, I screwed up.
Do you think?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, do you think Matt thought of anything when he saw Julie and Tim together?
I don't think if he did, he played it really cool. They didn't make it a point to shine on him where he was kind of like, wait, what's going on here? But I was going to ask you, like, I feel like Carlotta then can't be that much older because she, like, they're in public for, like, a lot together.
Mm-hmm.
And people are okay with this now. It's not really a secret anymore. Apparently, I mean, they're kissing in the car. So, like, Julie did see them. I'm sure other people have seen them do it too. So I was just like, if she was like that much older than him, then maybe someone would have like said something already, but it doesn't really seem like it yet. So I don't know. I'm torn with it. And I know like they're purposely not telling us how old she is because then they would have to like define things
right
here. So I guess whatever, it's just the small details, but.
Right. And at this moment, it really doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Have you ever gone out somewhere during a storm?
Not like a storm like that. I mean, I've been in like torrential pouring rain, but like outside for a long time. Actually, when I went to go see Blink-182 Panic at the Disco and Fall Out Boy at Hershey Park in like 2009, 2010 maybe, it was during the summer, but it was pouring and they still kept the concert on. And it was so much fun because it was hot out and it was raining and you were just like rocking out. But it was, I mean, you were sopping the entire night, but it was fine because you were just wet the entire night.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun. Like probably one of my favorite concerts ever just because of that. Like if it wasn't even raining, I don't even think it would have been as fun,
I love it.
But I can't really think of like another time that I was out for a long time in a rain or snow or whatever.
I've only had to drive out during snowstorms and hurricanes when I've pet sat.
Oh, it sucks.
Because when you're responsible for other people's pets,
you got to do it.
Yeah, not fun. Kate says Julie's drunken story about God's eyes and moon shoes was hilarious. What did you think of Amy Teagarden's drunk acting? How would you rank it among the other portrayals of drunken teens from other Total Betty shows?
I thought she was great drunk.
I did too.
Especially like great. At that age. And you're like, oh no, the room is spinning. Like, no, that's like the worst case scenario. And he's like, just keep your eyes open. Like it felt real. It felt reminiscent of many days, back in the day. Of being young and being really drunk.
Yeah, and I feel all the drunken... I mean, right now, I'm thinking everyone I feel like is portrayed pretty well.
I was going to say, I can't think of like a bad drunk, someone who played drunk that I was like definitely not convinced that they were drunk. Like this was good. I thought she was great.
Yeah. Kate also asks, what do you think Riggins smells like?
That quote
Julie declined to answer Lois's question, which, that is such a question I would ask.
He smells like dirty hair and sweat, but also sex.
Yeah. Like straight up, I'm going to climb you like a tree.
Yeah. Like almost like a condom. Like you just smell like sex on him. Like,
but maybe there's just like a hint
of like Old Spice.
Yeah. Yes. And maybe a little bit of clean laundry because he's been staying at the Taylors.
Right. So his fabric softener game is strong now. But beforehand, it probably was just BO sweat and dirty hair, which is still gross. But you look at him, you're like, it's fine. I'll take it.
It's fine. It is fine. Come and protect me, Tim Riggins.
It was so, I was just like, oh, what's, oh my God. I just... my jaw was open for like the first 12 minutes of this episode. Ugh.
And I said this to you over the weekend, or I don't remember, it was off mic, and I was just like, Tim Riggins is just so damn charming.
So charming.
He's so charming, and it's throughout all the scenes. His little smile, the dimples, his remarks. Even the way he handled Riley, just to go back to the scene. Yeah. And he was like, oh, yeah, you're going to get laid? Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yeah,
no.
It's...
Walk away.
It's perfection.
No.
Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss and any teen heartthrob.
Again, it's just, and now that we're on this show, but like Tim Riggins still my number one heartthrob of all the Total Betty shows.
No, I so get it.
Like,
I told you guys, like I've never felt this way before.
Sweeps.
Like Ryan Atwood, like I definitely had like Ryan, you're so like handsome and good and brooding. I love that. But there's something, you guys know, I'm a broken record, but there's something about Tim Riggins. And I don't know what it is. And I'll never know. But I don't think anyone could ever top it. We're going to watch other shows in the future. And I really don't think, I can't imagine someone topping this. This feeling that I have.
The charm, the arms.
Yeah. The arms.
The face, like everything. I hope we didn't lose listeners. Like, sorry, guys. I hope you like
God,
Tim
we're
move
Saracen
on.
Fans.
We love Maddie. We love Seven.
Love Matt. Love him.
Yeah. Okay. Music in this episode: Charlie Rich, Allie and AJ, The Elected, and Soulja Boy. Which
I loved when Allie and AJ played "Do You Believe in Magic?"
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they were doing "Crank That Soulja Boy." It was so great. I was like, oh my God, I'm like right back to my prom because this was like 2007.
I know. Panther Pride. What was your T-shirt count?
I got like 12 plus. I had like 15. There were so many.
I did too. So, and Kate had 6 because didn't count all the ones in the locker room.
It was so hard to count.
Do we count outside of the locker room? Like Tammy was wearing one for bed, right? And then Riggins was wearing one outside of school. Like, do we count those instead? Because in the locker room, I mean, they're all wearing one.
Yeah, but I guess they could just be wearing their uniforms.
Well, not the uniform. I'm talking like,
but I don't know if they're necessarily always going to be in like their T-shirt in the locker room.
Yeah, but like if they're working out or when they're like having a meeting, like all of them had some form of Dylan championship tee.
Right.
But yeah, okay, so we had, and it was hard. Like after a while, I'm like, I can't keep up.
I feel like last episode, it was easier to narrow it down. But the episodes where like all of the boys are involved, it's harder.
Right, because they're always wearing their T-shirts.
Exactly.
Yeah. What was your favorite quote?
Don't you try and tell me that you're not going to watch it tonight because I know that you will.
Ooh,
Shelly.
Shells coming through.
Also, I loved we're having fun playing ping pong because that cracked me up.
I have, God, he's cute. And what does he smell like?
What does he smell? I almost put that. I was like, oh my God, she is all of us.
I told my therapist last week that Chad Michael Murray smelled really good.
He did.
And she laughed, and I was like, James Lafferty was okay, but like Chad Michael Murray smelled real good.
I'll never forget, we walked away, and Michelle was like, did you smell Chad? He smelled so good. I was like, I'm sure he did. I really didn't get a good whiff. I was like on the James side, I think.
You were on the James side. Yeah. So creepy of me. But so like, funny. I didn't like do it on purpose. It's just a lasting.
No, you just like, sometimes you get a sniff and you're like, memorable. Like, I appreciate a good smell in person.
Just like you don't want to smell a bad smelling person.
Exactly. And you remember when you have a bad smelling person too. You'll never forget that.
I was telling Aunt this because we're looking at flights, and I was like, I flew when I was like, I think I was 12 years old when we did our Europe trip, and from France to New York, and I sat next to the smelliest person ever, and I made Sam switch seats with me. And my parents they were sitting somewhere else. They put Sam and I together. It was awful. I never forgot that smell.
Yeah. Oh.
So,
no.
Fun story. Okay. Moving on to MVP and shittiest. Liz, who's your MVP?
I chose Landry.
That's a great choice.
Because I was proud of him for finally, in the end, he did, like, I give him so much credit for trying as many times as he did. He's like, no, when you love someone, like, you don't give up. And I was like, yes. Just like Buddy, you know, like, okay, one last time, you give it one last shot, right? And then finally he's like, oh, okay, like, I get it. You're not going to see me like that right now. And maybe not ever again. So I'm just going to walk away before I get, like, really hurt. So that's why I chose him. But who did you choose?
I chose Tim.
Yeah, I can see that.
for protecting Julie.
Yeah, he was great.
He was great. And across the board, we had votes for Tim and Coach, like a pair.
Oh, okay. I almost actually chose Shelley, too.
Oh.
I thought she would have been a good choice, but then towards the end with Landry and the scene with Tyra, I was like, oh no, I'll give it to him. But I really enjoyed Shelley being there for Gracie and the family and putting Tammy in her place. And just like she is all of us with Tim Riggins around. She's like, oh, wait. Oh, I get it. Like this kid's coming in here. I am, probably 30 something and feeling some things when he walks around, but also like I'm trying to get my degree, go get my real estate license and like do the things and cook or whatever. And she's like, she's all of us in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is your shittiest?
Dickie.
Yeah, same.
But there was a couple of other, Did we get Tyra votes?
We had Tyra votes and Tammy votes.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Yeah. Coach's Corner. What do you have?
I did choose when Coach set up for Tim in the locker room. And I liked the moment following where Tim said to Coach, like, we cool? Because I really appreciate that.
Loved that.
Yeah.
That was also mine. That was so good. And it's like finally someone standing up for me. And also the fact that he said thank you and they shook hands in the morning.
Yeah. And it's like he like woke up and they're like, oh, Tim, here, have some coffee. Like, good morning. It was just like such a cute family picture. And I wish it would have lasted longer, but it was too good to be true.
I know. It was really funny, though, that scene where they're like, we're not going to the formal. And Tammy's like, all right, what does everybody want for dinner? And Coach is like, lasagna.
Lasagna. And she's like, well, why don't we go out? And then he's like, but I don't get why we can't have lasagna.
A simple man.
She's
simple
like,
man.
well, the kids are going to be out. So, like, what do you care what we eat? Lasagna. I mean, hey,
lasagna.
I love a good lasagna, right?
I get it.
But it's a bitch to make. Why would she want to spend like her Friday night doing that?
Right? Just for Coach?
Just for Coach to get you your lasagna. You can go to an Italian restaurant, go to the Olive Garden and get your lasagna.
Let's go out for lasagna.
I mean, not that I would choose the Olive Garden, but I'm sure that town, they would choose the Olive Garden.
Or Applebee's.
Or Applebee's.
Yeah. Okay, let's go into Booster of the Week. Who are we supported by, Liz?
Booster of the Week. You're a total booster.
They know it's coming, right? Tish and Jill are gossiping gals is what I titled them because we did a very Gossip Girl-esque weekend. This weekend, Tish, who's from Canada, came all the way from Canada to New York to stay with one of our patrons, Jillian, which just saying that just warms my heart so much that these two have become friends because of Total Betty. And it means the world. And when we got to finally give them hugs in person, it was just the greatest moment. But we did lots of Gossip Girl things. We did the Met Steps and then we went to the Empire Hotel. And we got sushi, and it was really just a perfect Saturday. And I just want to say thank you. It was such a pleasure to meet both of you, incredible ladies. You're exactly what I expected you to be in person. I hope we were too.
Same, right?
You guys were so great, and we just wanted to say thank you. And thank you for pledging for so long. It's been quite a numerous amount of years that both of you have been with us. So we love you very, very much.
Thanks, gossiping gals. So cute. I want to take the time to wish a happy birthday to Kendall.
Yeah, Kendall.
And later in the week will be Kim. So happy birthday to our girl, Kim.
Happy birthday.
Yes. All right, Liz. What emoji should we pick for this week?
I was going to say, is there like a tornado? But I don't think there is.
Yeah.
Oh, so let's do that.
Yeah, send us a tornado. You can drop that in an Apple Podcast review. Like, this podcast is a storm of a time.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, rate us 5 stars if you're enjoying and would be so kind. You could drop the emoji in an email, talkintexasforever@gmail.com, Instagram DM. We do this so we know you're listening to the episode.
Yeah, it's just fun when we get to see a message or an email come through and it's just an emoji. You're like, oh, they get it. They've been listening and they're towards the end of the episode, you guys listen each week. So that's really important to us that you're just staying till the end and just enjoying what you're listening to.
We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, Liz, are you ready?
Yeah. Here we go.
Oops, she's got it.
That was from
From
last week. Swoon.
Swoon, swoon, swoon. Honestly,
I can't believe we're on episode 11.
I know. It should really be called, it's called the Jumping the Gun, but it should be called the Apology Tour because there's so many apologies happening, but I'll give you 4 words.
Okay.
Okay, so we have verbal.
Verbal with a V?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Results. Apologize. And explanation.
Those are so vague.
Yeah.
Verbal. Verbal?
Verbal.
Does that have to do with like... Oh, so it's like not like SAT, like the verbal section. Is that even a thing? I totally just made that up. There's no like verbal, like speaking part of the SATs.
No, that's more like language, right?
Yeah.
Remember you had to do your verbal in Italian or Spanish?
Yes, the verbal. That's what
I hated that.
I hated that.
They bring you in the hallway and you'd have to... Oh, gosh.
I remember my French teacher kind of like mouthed the words with me as I was doing my verbal because she was like, she don't know anything. She was like, I'm like, yes, I'm getting it. But
Je m'appelle.
Like, it was, I loved her. She was super sweet. And she helped me out a lot. But verbal, that is like, my brain just goes blank. So let's go back to that one. Results of some sort of test. Is someone... It's not going to be a pregnancy test again. We can't do this again too soon in the season. Results. My brain is so far gone. Apologize. Well, you said it was apology tour, so I feel like I'm hopeful that Tim is going to go to Coach to apologize. Maybe Julie will apologize to Tim, like for getting him in trouble. Maybe we'll have Julie and Matt finally sit down and kind of apologize to each other because obviously there's a little bit of bad blood there. It's not, it's not anything that they're going to stir up like any negative conflict with, but like there's still there's tension there. And who else can apologize? Tyra and Landry, but I don't think that's really... She's not going to come back and be like, I apologize. Forget everything I said. Like, I want to be with you. I just don't see that happening probably ever again, which is so sad because I really did like them as a couple, but I love them as friends too. So I'm okay either way. Like I said last week, either way, it's fine with me. Just as long as they're on good terms and like being honest with each other. Explanation. These are so vague.
Well, okay.
Give me a hint.
We need explanation for things. So
maybe Tim's going to explain to Coach what really went down with him and Julie. Maybe Julie will explain to Coach, like, look, I got a little drunk. Tim was so respectful, helping me. He was just trying to get me home safely. He protected me. He protected me multiple times that week.
Right.
So just cut him some slack. And maybe Coach will finally apologize to Tim, like, I'm sorry that I jumped to conclusions. And maybe they'll let him come back because he really needs he's a teen. You can't be roaming the streets.
Right.
And
well,
like
maybe
getting by, Yeah,
we got to figure stuff out with Tim and his home life. It was a bye week this week. So next week there's a game.
Okay. Makes sense. Getting a phone call from New York. Okay.
Just different situations.
Results, though. Are we going to go more into like Santiago next week? I feel like they like built him up and then they're like, this week it was like, he's just part of the team, forget about it.
If you really think about it, they built some things up and it's never coming back. But yeah, so you can think about that.
They built some things up and it's never coming back.
I'll let you just deal with that. All right, let's move on. You can think about that all week.
Wouldn't it be funny if like Pam and what is his name? Kevin. Why can't I get that in my head? Now they're just like on the island. Like, oh,
They're
mom.
not.
Okay.
They're not on the island.
Okay, cool.
No.
All right.
No.
But jump in the gun. Maybe Coach jumped the gun with Tim in this episode and he'll apologize. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Last but not least, we have Will's football poetry corner. Rivals. Perfect. Every football team knows that you better step up and play your best when it's rivalry week. Dylan welcomes their ungrateful rivals to their school while Riggins and Coach's charm is unrivaled in the Taylor household.
Cute.
So cute. Thank you, Will. Truly appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you for downloading. Thank you for subscribing. Leave us a review. Again, I'm going to plug that. Rate us 5 stars if you're into that. We'll be back next week for episode 11, Jumping the Gun.
Thank you so much for listening to Talking Texas Forever, a Friday Night Lights podcast. You can email us at talkingtexasforever@gmail.com. If you're interested in seeing what we do with this show and all of our others, head over to Instagram at Total Betty Podcast Network.
This has been a Total Betty podcast, produced and edited by Michelle Rubenstein and Alyssa Tenio, music by Anthony Vacora.